This is Michael, Erin's mom, and today I thought I would just do a very short craft room tour of my space since Erin showed you hers. It's a very small space, but it's a lot more than I had when we were living in the RV, so I'm fairly happy with it. You have to be pretty organized to craft in something this small. So you're probably not going to see my face on video very often, but so let me turn this around and we will start this very small tour. Okay, so as I mentioned, um, we are currently living in the basement of my second daughter Sarah's home, and I have taken over the space that used to be the boys' playroom that Erin painted to look like a Berenstein Bear's house. So if you're wondering what's on the wall, that's what it is. Here's the chair that I normally sit in, like when I'm watching TV or something. And so I will sit here and craft, and this is where my little trolley is that has a lot of things that I use on a regular basis. So glues, scissors, pencils, punches, um, some of my lace bits, my crocodile, and water, etc. Over here is kind of like a love seat type thing that that they had on their couch, and we've kind of rearranged so that Grandma can have a recliner instead of this because I was having trouble getting out of this. Anyway, I sometimes use that to put my little tray that my little wooden tray here, that my husband made for me, that I can put on my lap when I'm crafting in front of the TV, and then I will store it like over on this little sofa thing. So then right next to that is a small table, and this is pretty much all I have. So I have a little compartment sitting on the table that has small items in it, um, clips and eyelets and brads, that sort of thing. I also have another carrier that has additional scissors and rulers, etc. in it. Um, and then I have my light, and of course the video equipment, which, I'm stymied by most of the time. And then right now I have a few extra things sitting on the table because I'm planning on doing another video after this on how to make a pocket. My sewing machine sits in the corner there, so I can move from one workspace to the other fairly quickly. So we'll kind of move out here. Sorry, there's going to be a post kind of in the way here. Okay, well, there's the wine rack. We got to have that in our craft room, right? And there again is pictures on the wall that Erin painted for the boys. There's my bright light, sorry. So that's the table where I will craft. And of course my wine rack. That's the only place we could find to fit it. So, and then over next to that I have my sewing machine case is on the bottom, and then on top of that I am storing like Amazon envelopes and some of the wallpaper that I use, that sort of thing. And then I recently bought a shelving unit because the one I had fell apart, so I wound up with things all over the floor, so I decided I needed to do something better. So on top of that shelving unit, which I believe has 9 compartments, I have a box that I collaged on the front because I wanted to make it look a little prettier. And in this box contains all my junk mail. So, and I have them listed: plain envelopes, window envelopes, large envelopes, other than envelopes, that sort of thing. And then down here, I have compartments, and I have them labeled. So there's lace trims and small notepads, and underneath that are some extra stamps and some tools and inks and stuff like that are all down there. And then there is one thing on the floor that is, I think, full of some cardboard. Right now I have, there's like my tape, double-sided tape. I have underneath that is my jelly printing things. And right now I have my stencils kind of sitting in front of that because I was using them. And then I have ribbons. Here I have some embossing powder, etc., and some extra supplies in those little boxes. Then I have my Big Shot and my label maker. Over here in this box that I collaged, it contains various different papers and digi-kits. I have them stored in the kits and stuff, like in this kind of a thing, and labeled so I know what kit it is. Or I also store like watercolor paper, tracing paper, that kind of thing there. Then below that is, this is usually where I store my ephemera folders, but right now I have them on my desk. So, and then this big thing here is full of different kinds of scrapbook papers, etc. And then I have ribbons. Oh, this one I've got turned around. This has got lace in it. Sorry, I'm probably there. That one's got lace. And again, there's the tapes. Here's different adhesives that I have. And down here are some books that I have stored there. So that's kind of where I am with that stuff. Then over here, I have a long tower of drawers and things on top of the drawers because I didn't have enough drawers. So up on the very top I have a container with my flowers in that I make, washi, wax seals, large embellishment supplies and bases for embellishments, doilies and napkins, Christmas paper and supplies, small color scraps, large scraps, small neutral scraps, manila and card scraps, bling and embellishment supplies, cards, index, flash, and place cards. Then I have one for sewing, one for painting, one for beads, one for embossing, and one for extra inks. And then below that is a little container that includes my sprays, like for coffee dyeing, etc. So we'll kind of go back up that little thing there for you. And then one more shelf here. There's the clock. This is a little tote that has all my jewelry making supplies in it. And then right next to that is fabric and batting. And next to that is more fabric and more batting. And then below that is more fabric. And here are long scraps that I can use to make ruffles. And there's my idea book and then right below that idea book are my stamps. And there's some interfacing, etc., that I sometimes use to make covers. And then the next one is more fabric, and this one is pretty much more fabric, but mostly Christmas fabric. Down below that I have books and papers stored, and more books and papers. And then this container right here, this expanding folder, Contains a lot of my finished ephemera, tags and flips and pockets and that sort of thing. And so that's kind of the extent of that. Over here again is kind of where I work. I think I mentioned in one other video that I use these big trays that I bought at Walmart, and they stack. So I put them on the chair here, and I put projects in them. That one's kind of a mess right now because that's what I've been working in. And then I've just got 2 of them for the time being because I really don't have time for more than 2 projects at a time. So that's kind of my craft space. That's pretty much it. So just thought I'd give you a show today and let you see that you can still store quite a bit in a small craft space. See you later. Bye.